Hello everyone. My name is Dr. Kunal Patel. Now, in my previous video, we have seen various ways of creating a data frames, right? But now, in this video, we are going to move one step ahead, right? Now, if we want to retrieve the information, right, from the data frames, okay? So how you can retrieve that information, right? So you can retrieve and modify the particular information in the form of rows and columns, right? So retrieve and modify row and column labels. So how you can do that? Okay, so that we are going to learn in this particular video. So here lots of stuff I have predefined because there are lots of to type, right? But in this you can see here I have created one student's data frame. Okay, here you can provide the index label and column labels, right? If we suppose I want to define the name of my row labels are rows and column labels as a columns. Okay, so if I want to define that, then I need to go for index and columns. So pd.index, here you need to define the rows, what labels you want to provide with the rows. Okay, so by default Pandas gives that labels as a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But instead of that, I want to provide the alphabetical order. So A, B, C, D, E, F. So in this sequence, I want to provide. Okay, so for that you can go for this method. Columns, we know that we have four columns: roll number, name, branch, and city, right? But I'm giving that column as a name column. So let's see how it affects. Okay, so here you can see that instead of default 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, here it is providing A, B, C, D, E, F that we have provided over here. Okay, right? Later on, we'll see how we can change to that. But right now, whatever value we have provided, that will be reflected over here. So this is a row label as a rows, column labels as a columns. We have four columns and these particular six rows. Okay. Now suppose if I want to retrieve all the names from this particular data frame. So df and name you can provide over here. So if I write, then it provides the label as a rows, A, B, C, D, E, F, and all the six names. Okay, and the type is an object. Type is an object, right? Now, suppose I want to set my roll number as a row labels, right? So, what is the benefit of it, right? Suppose the roll numbers are unique for every students, right? So, if I want to find the information of any student based on the roll numbers, then I can provide the roll number and then I can find the information of that particular student using the roll number, right? So for that you need to use a set index function. Okay, so here set index and here you need to provide the roll number. So let me type again index and roll number. Okay, then if I execute, now you can see instead of this A, B, C, D, E, F, I have 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are my roll numbers. Okay, right? So now I can find the information of any student with the use of roll numbers using lock and ilock function that we'll see later on, right? But here what you can see, uh, if I can provide this and if I again print df, then it is not reflected over here, right? So how you can provide that, how you can do that particular thing, okay, right? So that I will show you later on. Okay, so how you can make that change permanent. Okay, because I want to use this in my later use. Okay, so now here you can see reset index function will reset all the indexes whatever you are going to provide to default 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these two functions will execute at last video, at last, right? Now, see, reindexing rows. Suppose by default my indexes are A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Now I want to reindex. Suppose I want to print B first, A second. Okay, so I need to go for reindex function. Now if I execute this, then you can see. So instead of A, my second record will be first, and then my first record will be second. If I want to again modify it, A, B, and then you can see A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Now here, what you can do, suppose this is B function and this is A function. Okay. Now let me execute this again. So this is B and this is A, second number. Now I want to sort these particular indexes, right? So f dot sort index. There are two functions. One is a sort index, another is a sort values. I will show you the difference between these two. So suppose first of all I want to go for a sort index only, and if I execute it, so you can see that will be sorted. My index will be sorted. Okay, based on A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so sort index function will sort your records based on the index. Okay, now suppose if I want to sort my record based on the names. Okay, so for that I need to go for sort value. So df dot sort values function. In that, on what basis I want to sort name. Okay, and if I execute, so you can see that on the basis of names, my record will be sorted. My record will be sorted. Okay, right? So this is about the sorting. Now if I want to reindex the columns, okay, so right now my default order is roll number, name, branch, and city. So if I execute this, so you can see this. Okay, but I want a city first, and then I want to display the branch. Then you can see now my branch at the last and city ahead. Okay, so this way you can also reindex the columns. This way you can also reindex the columns, right? Okay, so let me put this again. See, now if I want to find the indexes, if I want to find the indexes, so index function is there. So df dot index. So right now a, b, c, d, e, f is there. So all these my indexes will be there. Okay, now if I want to find any information using lock and ilock function. So let me execute this. So df dot lock function. So lock is goes for the basis of labels, right? So if I put this, then it will provide me the information of first student based on the labels, based on the labels. Suppose if I'm going to provide over here C, then you can see it will provide the information of third student. Okay, now the same thing I want to perform with the use of ilock. So ilock is goes based on the indexes. So 0, then it will display the information of first student. Okay, right? The same if I perform with 2, then it will display the information of third student, right? So this is the main difference between lock and ilock, but both are used to access the row values. Both are used to access the rows and columns values. Okay, right? So this way you can use lock and ilock function. Okay, now let me execute our two functions. Okay, so first of all, let me copy this. Okay, again I want to execute this at the last. Okay, right now what is df? This is our df. Okay, now I want to set index as a roll number. So my index is roll set. Now if I again print the df, then you can see there is no change, but I want to make this change permanent, right? So I need to provide in place is equals to true over here, right? And if I execute this again, right, and if I execute now df, then always how many times you print the df, it will now permanent change over here. Now our indexes are based on the roll numbers. Our indexes are based on the roll numbers, right? So here you can see that how you can make these particular permanent changes with the use of in place value. So whenever you want to make any change, permanent change in data frame, then you always need to use the in place. Always you need to use the in place. Okay. So here, this is the permanent change. Now, suppose if I want to uh, make these changes revert. Okay. Right. So df dot reset index function, and if I execute it, then you can see your indexes are reversed 0, 1, 2, 3. So whatever by default values are there, that will be reflected over there. That will be reflected over there, right? So this is the use of reset index function. Okay, I make again change, then you can see because we have not made that in place is equals to true. Okay, right? So I hope you are all clear with these particular functions. Okay, reset index, reindex, sort values, sort index, and all that. Okay, so I hope everyone is clear with this concept. This is very important concept, indexing and slicing. Okay, let me show you the slicing over here, right? Suppose say for example, if I want to uh, display this particular value, okay, based on the indexes, we can provide values, right? I log computer, okay. So this is my 1, 1 location, so it will print the particular computer. Suppose if I want to print all the values from 1 from second, then I can go for 1, 0, 2, 3, 6 up to 2 to 6, all the values I can provide. Okay, so this way you can also make the slicing of the particular values over here. Okay, and you can print the particular values in this form. Okay, I hope you will find this information useful for your projects and research, right? So we'll meet in my next video, okay, for more functions and usability. Thank you.